Hello everyone, it is the Gaming Weasel, and today we're going to be talking about the Ignis Wraith. Why is it so good? Why do a lot of people use it? Is it as good as people tell you they are? I'm going to be telling you how to get it, I'm going to be telling you some ways you can obtain it, and mostly going to be, I guess, summing up why is it so used, why is it so good, and if not, maybe the most useful weapon inside of the game and most used as well. Now, talking about how to obtain it, you can obtain it by just messaging randomly if you want. You can get it for free. People are giving it away for free because clans who participated in an event a long time ago, I actually forgot the name of the event, had the blueprint permanently inside of their clan dojo, and you can buy it for 20,000 credits and craft it. It is a mastery rank 8 weapon if I am correct, which is pretty low, and believe me, it is. When you know, the gameplay in the background is nothing really special, and I'll explain why in a second. But for this grade of weapon, mastery rank 8 is pretty low, I have to say. Yeah, you can even message me if you want to. If you want to, you know, waste a couple of seconds of your life, you can go on and go in game and message me. I'll give you the free blueprint. It costs 20,000 credits, which is basically nothing. So, you know, message me if you want it. If you're mastery rank 8, I can trade it to you. If you're not, then you're gonna have to wait until you get to mastery rank 8. But basically, if you join a clan that has the blueprint unlocked, you can basically purchase it for 20,000 credits and then make it and then play with it. If a clan doesn't have it, or if you don't know, just ask the clan leader or the chief, I guess, whatever you want to call him. Ask him, he'll, you know, explain everything and tell you everything going on with that. But covering my stats for my Ignis Wraith. Now, the accuracy is 25%, a critical chance at 51, a critical multiplier 2.5. This can definitely be increased, and I might actually try that, but for now the weapon has been doing really good for me. The fire rate is 13.6, the magazine is 200, the multi-shot is 1.8, noise of course alarming, reload is 1.7 seconds, which is incredibly good for 200 ammo. You're gonna see in the gameplay, I'm literally just holding down my left mouse button, and that is basically it. That is the gameplay of this weapon, but we'll get into that a little bit later. The status is 63%, the heat is the base damage of the weapon. It doesn't have slash, impact, or puncture, but heat is the base damage, and then viral is the status that I put on it, for a total of 1006.6 damage. Now, heat is very good because it reduces the enemy's armor, and of course viral is very good because it attacks health directly. It ignores shields and armor, so that is very good. Now, if it had slash, it would definitely be a much better weapon, but as is, it is a pretty cool weapon. So that is the stats of my weapon, and the build looks something like this. We have 6 form on the build, we have galvanized chamber, heavy caliber, critical delay, primed cryo rounds, serration, rhyme rounds, malignant force, and vile acceleration. Now, if you want to, and I do kind of maybe prefer it, rhyme rounds I would definitely change out for vital sense for that extra critical damage, but other than that I wouldn't prefer you change anything on the build. Maybe adding galvanized aptitude instead of maybe let's say maybe one of the cold mods, or actually I don't know, I wouldn't really change it out. I like the build as is. You can test it out for yourself, maybe it works better for you than it does for me, but this build has been useful for me for, I think, that for the past like 2 years or so. I think I didn't even touch this build other than adding galvanized chamber to it, and this weapon has served me a lot of gameplay. Now, that is basically the build right there, and now we're going to be talking about the weapon itself. Why is the weapon so good, and why is it so useful? Now, in the gameplay in the background, I'm going to be, you know, going into the simulacrum. You're going to see against 165 level heavy corrupted gunners, it is completely atrocious. It is shit beyond belief. You're gonna see literally no damage being done to them. I mean, they are getting damaged, but it's slow as hell. I tried with 2 builds with galvanized aptitude and this build that I'm using right now, but instead of rhyme rounds I'm using vital sense. It basically doesn't make much of a difference. It is very hard to kill higher level enemies. Why is that? Well, the base damage of the weapon, heat as is pretty bad. You could amp it up if you want. It does reduce the enemy's armor, but it's just not enough of armor reduction, and the viral is not good enough to actually kill these enemies. If you're using a melee weapon, for example, let's say the Cronin Prime, which is one of the most used melee weapons in the game, you would definitely have a good combo with this. I mean, 2 statuses for condition overload is not best, but it is much better than having none. Plus the heat armor reduction is very good, and viral's damage to health is very good as well, so keep that in mind. But as the base weapon, it is pretty bad. Now, what does make the weapon good then? What does make it tick? What does make people want to play this weapon if it's not good against heavy level, higher level enemies? Well, the place where this weapon shines is below level 100. If you go and play and do anything below level 100, let's say the sorties are the max tier you're gonna play at, or maybe arbitrations, this weapon is a breeze to play with. There's 2 types of gameplay in the background. One is against it is an Oxy extermination run, and the other one is a Meso extermination run. I mean, level 41 I think, and then 14 is not that big of a level, it's really low, but against those enemies, as you can see in the gameplay, you are melting them. They are not there. Your ammo count is plentiful enough to run through the whole mission without needing to reload, or maybe reloading once. And that is the charm, I think, of this weapon. The lack of reload, the lack of stopping your fire, melting any mid-tier enemy without any issues. I'm not using any ability. I'm using Wukong, that doesn't have any abilities that increase the critical chance, the damage, anything. And I'm not using a Kavat as well. You'll see me, I have to actually run around to collect the fissures. This weapon is simply incredible in that situation. You can melt anything. If you want to kill high level enemies, go with the Kuva Brahma, go with the 10 and 10 Voy, go with the any sort of a highly, a little bit better weapon, which I will be making a top tier weapon list, so keep that in mind. But this weapon is exceedingly good at playing mindless gameplay, melting enemies, not focusing on anything, and where you're aiming, you just see damage numbers upon damage numbers and enemies burning and falling to the ground. And that is, I think, the essence of this weapon, and why is it so good and why it is so played. Of course, you have the Exceltra, which is an also really cool weapon, which I will be talking about soon in another video. And also you have the Tenant Envoy, you have the Kuva Brahma. Those have less ammunition. You're gonna have to be lucked out to pick up some ammo on those, even if you have a Hunter munitions. But this weapon, the consistency, the damage, everything is very, very great about this weapon, and that's why I think it is very good. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you can, probably leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's always free, and I always appreciate it. Pick up the weapon if you can inside of the game. If you don't, message me in game and I'll give it to you. I don't mind. And this has been it. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the Gaming Weasel, over and out.